The Governor General airlifted and hospitalized. Police investigate the 6th homicide this week, and today marks World Health Day. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Thursday, April 7th. Topping news tonight, Governor General Sir Cornelius A. Smith was airlifted from the island of Eleuthera to the capital, according to Office of the Prime Minister Press Secretary Clint Watson. Mr. Watson telling reporters this morning that the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing that the Governor General is conscious. However, his condition is still unknown.
You may not have heard, or you may have heard, the Governor General will be airlifted out of Eleuthera momentarily. He was attending an official event in Eleuthera along with his team and staff when he felt very, very ill. As a result, he was taken to the clinic in Eleuthera, where he's being observed now as they wait the arrival of our aircraft to return him to the capital for further observation. We understand that he is conscious. We don't know the severity of his illness at this time, but he will be airlifted to the capital, and we will be able to update you later today on his condition. We wish him well and his family, and we ask you to keep him in your prayers at this time. That is all we have at this moment.
He arrived here in New Providence this afternoon at the Odyssey Aviation Airport. In an update this afternoon, Press Secretary Clint Watson says the Governor General is at Doctors Hospital where he is under observation. Initial reports are that he is expected to be okay. From all indications and initial assessments, it appeared the Governor General may have experienced heat exhaustion. According to the Secretary to the Governor General, Jack Thompson, they were in Eleuthera on official business. They enjoyed a great ceremony at P.A. Gibson Primary School, North Eleuthera, and proceeded to take photos outside after that event. His Excellency complained of not feeling well. He was then taken to the local clinic and seen by a doctor who advised that he seek further medical attention. His Excellency was airlifted to Nassau and taken by ambulance to Doctors Hospital. During the entire ordeal, he was awake and aware, they say. The Secretary to the Governor General is expected to issue a statement later. Police here in the capital investigating yet another homicide, this time on Ragged Island Street this afternoon, where a man died in hospital after being shot by a lone gunman in front of a residence. JCN's Laurencia Smith was on the scene. Here she is with that report.
Another homicide added to the books following a brazen daylight shooting here in the capital Thursday afternoon. Criminal detectives from the Central Detective Unit now actively investigating this recent killing that unfolded on Ragged Island Street here in the Grove area shortly before 3 p.m. Police currently have a suspect in custody after a lone gunman opened fire on a man believed to be in his late 20s to early 30s. The victim was sitting on the front of a porch of a home when he was shot above the body. Deputy Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernando was on the scene Thursday afternoon and provided the media with more information on this latest killing.
This afternoon, a young man was seated on a porch just through Rugged Island Street when a small gray vehicle pulled up. A lone gunman approached the young man on the porch and fired several shots. He was hit to the body. He was later taken to hospital by private vehicle, and we just got a call a short time ago that he succumbed as a result of the injuries. The gunman got back into that vehicle and drove off.
Officers were on alert according to DCP Fernando, which resulted in a chase on Wolf Road and then onto Andros Avenue, where the suspect ran into a home and was subsequently arrested. The DCP says he's believed to be in his late 20s.
The individual who was arrested, we was looking for him for another matter, for attempted murder. We was looking for him now for the past month or so, and you could see that he continued in his old ways, and now he is in custody, and you have the detectives who now is speaking with him.
DCP Fernandez says the deceased was not a resident of the area and could not say if the victim was known to police. Now reporters asked the DCP if officers are overwhelmed as there have been some 6 homicides in 7 days of this month.
No, this what we live for. You have officers will go above and beyond. They don't even want to go home, but we encourage them to go get your rest, and that's why after one shift you have another team there.
DCP Fernanda made it clear that the police was not involved in this shooting.
Now, this is the country's 44th homicide for 2022. I'm Laurencia Smith for JCN News.
Since the start of April, New Providence has recorded 5 homicides. The latest killing last night of a man believed to be in his late 20s, early 30s. That unfolded in Hollywood subdivision off Cowpen Road. Police were alerted to the shooting sometime after 10 p.m. and upon arrival of the first responding officers, they met an adult male lying in the street suffering from gunshot wounds about the body. The victim was assessed by emergency medical technicians who determined he had no signs of life. Here's Superintendent of Police Audley Peters with more details.
The initial investigation in this incident is that the victim was going to his vehicle when he was approached by 2 suspects who brandished their firearm and discharged their weapons, hitting him fatally. This incident, we're appealing to persons of this community who may have any knowledge as to what occurred to call the police department and furnish us with that information.
According to Superintendent Peters, the victim was visiting a friend in the community, and as he was returning to his vehicle, he was gunned down. Now, asked if the homicide is connected to any of the recent homicides or as a result of a gang war, Superintendent Peters says there is a thought that this is put forth. However, police need to confirm those thoughts are accurate. He also sends this message to the public.
It is the members of the public who knows of these information, has a duty to share with the police what's going to happen, because no one in their right mind will act without sharing some information with someone. Human behavior tells us whenever somebody's about to do something, they consult with someone and before they go about doing whatever. And whether it be a person in gang, whether it be the girlfriend of a culprit or a family member of a culprit, someone know who has a firearm. Someone know who's planning something. And so we're doing our part as a police department, and we will continue to do our part. Our officers are resolute, and we're going to be diligent. And everyone else who has to do their part, do your part. Every citizen, every individual, and every institution are responsible for what goes on and the outcome of crime in our communities.
Superintendent Peters says information garnered so far from this homicide is promising, and police look forward to bringing this matter to a close. He adds that so far this week, the police have taken 3 firearms off the streets, including a high-powered weapon, and arrested 2 individuals.
And as you furnish us with the information, we will act on those information. And for the most part, the information that you've been furnishing us, we've been successful in taking these firearms off the street. If you see something, say something.
This homicide follows 2 separate homicides on Tuesday night, just 2 hours apart, one in the Kemp Road community and the other on Cynthia Mother Pratt Park in the Grove area. Prior to these incidents, 2 men were gunned down on Winders Terrace off Malcolm Road, one of them succumbing to their injuries, the other taken to hospital. The week started off with a man being shot and killed at a barbershop on Blue Hill Road and Marshall Road on Sunday afternoon. This recent spate of killings come after Prime Minister Philip Davis held an urgent conclave some 2 weeks ago to address the recent spike in murders. Prime Minister Philip Davis announced a number of initiatives that his administration is putting in place to tackle the recent uptick in crime. During the weekly press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister Davis asserted that crime is not one problem. It is many difficult problems, linked to one another, and the solutions must therefore be linked in a strategic and unified approach.
Today, I want to talk about some steps we are taking immediately to reduce the proliferation of illegal weapons on our streets and to disrupt the violence. We will increase police presence in hotspots with saturation patrols for as long as they are necessary. Our communities need more manpower and more resources. The Royal Bahamas Police Force is creating a specialized task force focus on decreasing gang-related crimes and apprehending those involved in firearms trafficking. We are expanding urban renewal to strengthen both community policing and the programs that reach at-risk young people and provide pathways to opportunities and training. We will increase access to mental health services and mental health education through our public health system and community-based initiatives.
The Prime Minister also spoke to the reintroduction of school-based policing so that our schools are safer for all children, teachers, and staff. He urged that we need to work harder and earlier to identify at-risk young people and provide education, support, conflict resolution skills, and redirection.
In the next few days, I intend to constitute the National Security Council, which will support increased sharing of intelligence across agencies, allowing us to confront our security challenges jointly and with the best information possible. And because criminal activities are not contained by borders, we intend to strengthen our collaboration with international partners as well. The Royal Bahamas Police Force is continuing to recruit new officers to our front lines. We are looking for young people who want to serve their country by protecting our communities. Technology is an important part of policing in the 21st century. We are going to expand and improve the use of drones, CCTV, and the ShotSpotter sensors so that our police have the tools they need to be effective.
Prime Minister Davis urges that Bahamians deserve safer streets, schools, and communities, and urges the public to get involved by volunteering in your neighborhood lookout for each other's children and help those who are in crisis. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.